Hey, Ralph, what's the normal temperature? Around 98, isn't it?
98.6.
What would you say a bad temperature is?
102, 103. What is it, Norton? What is my temperature? What's my temperature, Norton?
111!
My temperature, Norton?
111!
What's my temperature, Norton?
111!
What's my temperature, Norton?
111!
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you hurricanes, Bensonhurst bombers, and all you Joe Hannigans of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fats.
I'm not married. Good evening, Cramden. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Now, I want to make sure that we're not disturbed. Yes, Roberts, I won't take any phone calls. What, boss? What, then? See, John, will you check with the garage and find out what's happened to my car? Thanks. No, when I was young, I was busy playing football, basketball, and going to school. And when school was over, my parents took me for a trip around the world. I was never in a pool room. Hey, this is very good. I know. That was my homage to the great John Griggs.
John Griggs.
Who is Mr. Marshall.
Mr. Marshall.
And, of course, Mr. Harper.
And Mr. Harper. Exactly.
My hero. John Griggs. So that was...
It's great to hear only his side of the conversation. Very good. I like it.
I didn't think I was going to get through that. I actually didn't. I did, but did okay.
The only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, also known as
Clifton, New Jersey.
Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review, and we'll read them. Our home base, the website is Non-Productive.com/honeymooners. That's where you can go and listen to all of the episodes, starting with 0 all the way up until this one.
This one.
Yeah, special one.
Can't
say it yet. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners podcast Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at Honeymooner1. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, it's 240-442-2635, and we're going to read one today.
Yeah, we have one today. Good one.
And email us at honeymoonerspodcast@AOL.
Aren't they ancient?
We sure are. And if you want...
Two people left on AOL. This podcast and me.
And I have a...
you too?
Yeah,
three people. Okay.
I have a regular email, and then I have my AOL email also. And don't forget to support us on Patreon. What's going on, Lou?
Joe, it's... Yeah, I did that good, didn't I?
You really did. You sounded just like Art Carney. That was amazing. We are at the big one, one of the big ones, yes. Episode 111. We will get more into the episode, but let's just start by talking about Silk City Hot Sauce.
Yes, well, of course.
All right, SilkCityHotSauce.com. Go and get yourself some phenomenal hot sauce. Louis' pal.
My friend Tony. Who's Tony?
Who's Tony? Apparently Tony buys a lot of hot sauce.
He just said he put in a big order.
In.
And he talked to the Kingfish. He said the Kingfish is the nicest guy in the world.
He spoke to Kingfish, right?
He spoke to Kingfish.
Yeah, because there was a problem with the order. He's a terrible businessman, but what a great guy. No, but got to go to Silk City Hot Sauce. Our pal Kingfish Levinsky, Jeff Kingfish Levinsky, is the proprietor, and he's got phenomenal hot sauces. And what's the best is Louis was on there.
I went on the site.
He was on the site. And Louis, can you tell us where you found all the ones that we talk about, like Slurp and all those?
Nowhere
to be found. Can't find any of them. He's like, hey, we go to King. You probably went to go to Kingfish. Like, hey, Kingfish, I'm going to order some Slurp.
Some Aztec.
Don't do that.
It'd probably be like, don't do that. How about some cherry sriracha?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
God.
But what you got to do is you go and get yourself some phenomenal hot sauce.
Yes, all
Okay?
the new ones.
Yeah,
You got
some of the
a
new
bunch
ones.
of new ones.
Yeah. Well, first of all, there is our honey habanero hot
Oh,
sauce.
it's great.
It's great.
That's-
It's great, and it's got. First of all, it's our hot. It's basically
us.
it's
It's
the
us.
show.
Yeah, it's our show.
and it's got the caricature of Ralph and Ed on it as Chef of the
And the
Past
fut-
and Chef of the Future, and you have to get a bunch of them because you can't just use them. You need them as a thing to put on your mantle. It's a novelty.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
novelty
exactly,
item.
Exactly.
They have Dragon Slayer, which is a maple and fire roasted pepper sauce. A Jezebel, which is a raspberry habanero. They even have one after my pal Bob Levy.
Bob Levy,
he's
Joe's
got
friend.
one now. The Reverend Bob Levy, he's not a reverend by any means, comedian. But yeah, you have to go there and purchase some of the best hot sauce on the planet. Okay, and then what happens is when you go to go check out, there's a block right in the middle. Right smack in the middle where it says put your coupon code in there. So, what you do is you put these two letters
RX.
in the coupon code without the chuckle at the end of it.
The chuckle at the end.
So when you
RX.
put
RX.
in the coupon code, you get 15%, okay?
Percentage.
15% percentage off of your order. And then you get a free bottle of
Cherry sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
and of course, as you guys, all you regulars know,
No.
you're not getting cherry
Cherry
sriracha.
sriracha. So if you're a
You used
first-time listener,
if you're a first-time listener,
you're
not getting it.
before you
It's-
sue the Kingfish, you
before-
sue us,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah,
getting
yeah,
it.
exactly.
It's just a bit in the show.
We used to do it.
We used to do it, yeah.
And now we have to do the bit every single time.
Because we enjoy it.
Of course. And what is the bit? The bit is when you buy yourself, when you put RX in a coupon code, you get a 15% percentage off of your order, and you get a free bottle of.
Cherry sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
In case you didn't hear it the first time. But okay, so now we are here, and it's episode 111.
Oh, 111.
Okay, 111.
It's
Big time.
We were talking before the show. It's the distinctive number, the distinctive honeymoon number. There's other numbers, $62 a week, 3, nothing compares to 111. Joe was saying we notice it in our daily life.
Yep.
If you see 111 somewhere, it just reminds you of that. Like if say you're in Arizona,
Right.
and the bank has the temperature, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's 111 degrees.
Yeah.
You'll know
Exactly.
It'll just recall 111.
You go to the store and you spend $111. There's the receipt.
Yeah, the receipt, and it's just 111.
111. It is the number of the show.
It's a show. It's the distinct
It's
number.
the number. It is the blabbermouth of numbers.
Yes.
Because you think about other numbers,
Yeah, they don't
Three.
nothing. You know,
but none of
62,
them.
no,
None of them capture the essence of
111.
the fandom of this show, like 111.
Because we all have the same reaction to it. That's the thing. We all have the same
It's
reaction to
always
this
the
number.
same exact reaction. And that reaction is you're going to hear a bunch of times today, okay? And I know some of you, after 20 or 30 of these, are probably going to be like, all right.
Don't do that.
But, of course, because, I mean, even guys who were like, what are you guys going to do for 111?
111, yeah.
Like, it's probably, second to 39?
Yeah.
But 39 is just the number of episodes.
Episode never mentioned. The number
It's-
has no
it's-
significance.
Right.
In the comedy of the show, it doesn't.
Of course.
it doesn't. It just happens to be the number of episodes.
Which of course, when we got to 39, we did our first, big episode. I
Right.
think we did a live thing.
Right.
But 111, it's always there.
It's got its meaning. Its
It-
own meaning
It really, really is.
to all of us.
To
And it's
really
the
is.
same meaning to all of us.
It's the same exact meaning for all of us. So, what we want to do is and we're going to get into more.
Yeah, we're going to discuss the scene.
Yeah, and we're going to get more
like-
into the number. For sure.
And maybe Joe will play he'll play it.
What?
111.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because that might be an old number, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they ancient?
No, I don't think so. It's okay.
All right.
So what we want to do is move forward, and first we want to go
Forge straight ahead.
Forge straight ahead. And first, before we get into our newest member of the fraternity, we have to mention our last one, which was Nisha Dali Jiwa.
Niche.
The niche.
The niche.
The niche.
The niche.
Sweet dish niche.
Niche. That's right.
Niche. And he was full grown nut of the week
yeah.
our last episode, and he put, thanks Joe and Louie, the Honeymooners podcast, for bestowing this honor of full grown nut of the week on me. I have been waiting 15 years for this. Through the rain, the sleet, the snow. I can't believe it. Poor little niche among all those full-grown nuts. It truly brings a tear to my eye and a lump to my throat. I am humbled. Thanks again, fellow raccoons. The beer and the pretzels are on me.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that.
Yes, we will. We will definitely hold you to that. So, what do we do after that? We have to get into our next person who is going to be part of the fraternity, and that is
Verily, the Honeymooners podcast knights the full-grown nut of the week.
we got
Aren't
to
you
make
lucky?
we got to make Ingram a full-grown nut.
Oh, we got to do it. Just honorary.
Just
Even
an
if it's
honorary.
honorary.
I don't even think he listens, but it doesn't matter.
It gives me real pleasure to present to you this award.
Rich Arsenal. Yes, I pronounced it Arsenal, and then of course Louis had to remind me that that's a
right.
French name, and there's no T.
No T. You know,
No
I
T-
had
there's
French
no
in
T-
high school
Yep.
in 1972.
Oh, okay.
And I still remember.
You still remember it. Yep. There's no I in team, and there's no T in Rich
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Yes. What you know? What long time coming.
Yes.
He has been part of the the fabric of the Honeymooners podcast,
Definitely.
especially on
Definitely.
Facebook. Yeah.
He's always been a contributor.
Yep.
A commentator.
Yep.
He's always been there, and I don't know what took us so long to think
You know, like somebody kept.
Sorry, Rich.
Every time we brought up Rich, we always heard somebody say,
Is this the man who gets the award?
Because now, of course, me and Joe have to go before the Board of Nuts.
Of course.
And it's what we have to do.
"Yes, of course."
So even the Board of Nuts said, what took you so long?
Because I know Rich kept on saying,
Me. Ooh.
I was like, finally.
and
Rich.
yeah, and we were just like, yeah, I know, and especially because we knew,
He always looked like some kind of nut to me.
of course, and we never asked the question about him to think.
Am I worthy of such an honor?
No, we
knew
always
he was.
knew.
We know it was actually it was cut and dry in front of the board.
Yeah, I don't know what took us so
Yeah,
long.
they were like, they were actually like,
They kinda laughed at us.
Kinda
Like,
laughed
really,
at us.
guys,
Like,
we-
really, guy, you took this long for Rich? I mean, come
yeah,
on.
really. I mean, really,
Because you couldn't pronounce his last name.
it took you episodes to come up with that.
We had to squeeze another one in there.
You know why? You know why?
Why?
Because Rich actually he bribed us a little bit.
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he gave us $100.
It was
so.
Canadian, but that's
Yeah. But Rich, thank you. Welcome to the fraternity.
Welcome to fraternity, Rich.
And I mean, and I'll just say it right now, this fraternity with guys like Ira and Bibbs
Oh,
and
it's
Mark, JP, John Espo, Bruce Cooperman, and of course Brian Carney.
Barney, yeah.
I mean, Brian Carney is an honorary member of this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think, what do we have? There's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30.
Hem and a
Like
hay.
20,
Like-
hem and a hay, and a hay. We're almost 30. Almost 30 of these.
30. Think about this fraternity that you guys are in.
Yeah. Only 30. Think about it. It's almost like being a Major League Baseball team. There's only 32 of them in the world.
That's right.
And there, right now, there's only 30 of you
Only
nuts.
30 nuts in there. Can you imagine?
And right now, we only got...
entire world.
We got one girl,
Yeah.
right? One girl. So we have
the
one
crooked- with
person
the crooked
with the crooked
stockings.
stockings, of course. We have a mole.
We go.
We have a Shelley,
Yeah.
but Shelley is a guy.
Yeah.
We have a son and
Father and
father-son
son
team.
combination,
We'll
yeah.
probably have another father and son team
Yes,
soon.
we are. We're working on that
Yep,
one.
we're working
We're
on
trying
that.
to find out who's the father, who's the son.
We have a wizard.
We have a whiz.
I mean,
Is
yeah,
that
we have a
whiz?
whiz. I mean, it's a, and of course we have Ron and Mike.
Oh,
who
yeah.
were guests, and everybody loved them. So just keep putting in your 2 cents.
Yep.
And
then one
listen,
day.
The emails, I have the emails. Sometimes I get to read them, and then I just haven't had time to respond. But trust me, the emails, keep them coming, and because we're going to use them.
Right. And then one
especially
day,
with the Here's an Item.
And one day, the Great Dane will say about you, "Aren't you lucky?" Think about that. That's
Yes, the great Dave Ingram could say it about you. Aren't you lucky? Yes. So congratulations.
Yes.
All right. Again, part of the fraternity, and you will be getting your certificate in the mail.
That's right.
Of course, and where we're going to deliver it to. 33
Costco, care of Gibson.
Exactly.
Where all the certificates go.
All right. So let's get into a little bit more on this special episode. There. It's just
Waiting for you to do that.
hey, we're gonna play an episode. We're gonna play a bit. What's that sound?
What's that sound?
But you know what? First, we want to do, and I just have to find it real quick. I got it. We got a voicemail.
Yeah.
Fantastic voicemail.
Great voicemail.
I even played it for Lou. Usually I don't play it for Lou.
Usually I don't hear him. I'm with
But
you guys. I'm
I-
usually hearing it for the first time, but
Right.
Joe played it for me.
I played it for you. Louis loved it. And here is our voicemail of the day.
Hello, my name is Christine Weldon. I'm from Sayville, New York. Been a Honeymooners fan for a very long time. My cousin Peter has authored several books on the Honeymooners, and so we're a Honeymooners loving family. And so I wrote a letter to you both. Here we go. To the two treasurers. Sorry I haven't been in touch. I haven't had the time. I've been at the beauty parlor all day. I got myself a new black dress at the Millman shop. I've also been very busy with Carlos Sanchez, taking mambo lessons, shooting pool, and driving a Dus I drive. This morning, Uncle Leo came by and we ate blueberry pie as we listened to Swanee River and celebrated the emancipation. Yesterday, I stopped at the store to pick up a pan for under the icebox and a new mouse trap. I also picked up a few skinny chickens and boxes to keep hairpins in. I could not find a bowling ball bag. I must go now. My husband and I are taking a second honeymoon to Niagara Falls, except this time we're not hitchhiking. I hope to find a good route for driving, just like the new highway from Tibet to Mongolia that cuts 5 hours off the trip. In closing, I want to tell you both that you are just too marvelous for words. I'll be seeing you. And again, this is Christine Weldon in Sayville, New York. You guys are the best. I'm so excited that I found you. I love listening to your podcasts. It makes me smile every single day. And I even have my 9-year-old daughter. She's a fan of the show, and she enjoys listening as well. Have a great day, guys.
Oh.
Bye.
Beautiful.
Absolutely
Way to go, Christine.
fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That is how you shoot way up to the top. And then of course on the way up, because you're going to meet the same people on the way down. Exactly. But great voicemail. How cool is that she's got her 9-year-old
daughter?
First of all, being a fan of the Honeymooners.
Yeah.
And then she's subjecting that poor child to this nonsense.
Us. Oh my God.
This
This kid.
idiotic nonsense. And but yeah, what a fantastic voicemail.
Great voice.
Thank you. And I also maybe she'll email us. I'd like to know a little bit more about those books.
About the books, yeah. Her cousin, she said, right?
Family. I think she just said family members that have that have
3 books. She said.
Did she say 3?
3. I think
yeah.
she wrote 3
so
books.
Email us, and that's Honeymooners podcast at AOL, and it's easy to remember because
Aren't they ancient?
exactly. Yeah, we're actually
Your computer's
years old, so
your computer supports AOL.
your computer supports AOL. So what we want to do is go into our next bit, and this is fast becoming one of my favorites because it's relatively new, and it gets to involve all of you guys. And of course, it's this.
The Honeymooners podcast now presents Here's an Item. This is where we have one of our lusciously lovely listeners present some material for this prestigious, proficient program. Oh dear, I've dribbled all over myself. And now, without any more ado,
Here's an item.
Oh God. I wish you guys liked Dave Ingram's music because I would like to just love for you guys to just be a fan of his. But although he is very funny, if you want to find him on social media, he's hilarious. Okay, so here's an item. This is from a relatively new listener. Okay, his name is Mike Nangle, right? And here is his email. Brother Raccoons, I have been listening for about a month now. I listen to several episodes a day as I drive. I intend to go straight on, forge ahead to be caught up by episode 111. I have talked it over with my wife, and regardless, I am going for episode 111. I just listened to episode 89 where you were discussing unconventional behavior. And even though you came up with an idea for whatever happened to, where you wondered what happened to Ralph and Norton in Virginia, I wonder what happened with Alice and Trixie. Did they get to Minneapolis for a couple? I wonder what Alice and Trixie did in Minneapolis for a couple days. Did they hang out at the hotel with all the raccoons? How did Freddie Miller react when he heard Something to Think About RX? Yeah. And I would say that they probably filled in nicely for Ralph and Ed.
Yeah.
Right? You think they threw a couple of bags out there?
Water out the window. Gave people some fake marshmallows.
Yeah, did the shock buzzer thing, wore false faces. But
and after they saw what went on, they probably said, "You can go next year by yourself. I'll give you the money. You got nothing to worry about."
Well, Mike Nangle, great little message.
Yeah.
We appreciate the fact that you're relatively new.
Yeah.
And you're one of those lunatics that went right through. I think he did the one where he started at 13.
13, yes. Yeah.
He started at 13.
So he's listening to us.
Yeah, so he listened to the first one.
Listen to what you said, Joe. He's listening to Joe, which is good.
Yes. But, so thank you.
Good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks,
All right. And now we're going to get into our next phase of episode. All right. It's going to just keep doing it. We're just going to pound this into the ground. We really are. Until you guys
ready?
Yeah, you guys are going to be like,
Don't do that.
But we're going to do, we have not done this in many episodes. Yeah. And it's a dual thing. So you get to get 2 intros, and so we get to hear Swanee River twice. Yeah. And you ready? Here we go.
The Honeymooners podcast presents the one and done Player of the Week.
All right, that's my pal Bruce Martin there, who runs the one of the great Facebook groups on Facebook, and he actually let me be an administrator, which was kind of cool.
Oh, there you go.
And I can't remember the name of it. I think it's
you're an executive in the company.
But our one and done Player of the Week is actually, coincidentally, the person that I mentioned in the very beginning, who was George. Because I thought of it because I was listening to the episode with Brian Carney the other day, because I was looking for some information.
Right.
And he had mentioned that he saw George,
Yes.
which was Leslie Barrett, on a subway
Yeah, New York. Yeah.
in New York, and had a nice conversation
Yeah.
with him and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to bring up him because he's an interesting guy. He didn't have a huge career. You know, he's only in, I think 35 different things. But he was in the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
I mean, to be in an dude, you're in an episode of the Twilight Zone and an episode of the Honeymooners.
Oh God, come on.
Yeah, I mean, right there, you've cemented your.
What's left?
Yeah.
The Uncle Floyd show? Come on. That's it. You reached the pinnacle. You can't even.
Yes, but so Leslie Barrett, he was actually in his last thing he ever did was he was in Spin City, which was that Michael J. Fox show.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was one of his last things he did. Lived to be 90 years old, and born in 1919. He was an accomplished. He had a lifelong accomplished career in theater on Broadway. Let me see. Oh yeah, he was in the appeared in Much Ado About Nothing and As You Like, in all these different playhouses. He was a theater actor.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But got on television. And, of course, while fans of the Honeymooners will know him from the episode The Bensonhurst Bomber, where he plays George. The best friend of Harvey. And great, memorable role, obviously, because it's in such a memorable episode.
Yes.
You know, with Harvey.
The Harvey episode.
I would think Harvey is probably, it's not even, I'm going to correct that, is definitely the most popular name for the Honeymooners besides the four.
Yes.
Has to be.
Has to be.
It's more than Burt Wiedemeyer, you know. And again, one time, even though we mentioned Freddie Muller, but nobody says Freddie Muller like when you say Harvey.
Yeah,
Harvey. So we wanted to go right into, since we're talking about Leslie Barrett, the great Leslie Barrett, who had a very nice career.
Nice career.
Very nice career.
Like you said, theater actor.
Twilight Zone and Honeymooners. And he was also in that show Defenders, which I never heard of, except when I started checking in all these like actors and stuff on IMDb. Everybody was in the Defenders.
Oh, it's like kind of like Perry Mason.
I think it's like a Perry Mason thing, yeah.
Everybody was in Perry Mason.
There was an episode where Carol O'Connor and Gene Stapleton were in an episode of Defenders at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
man.
How cool was that? Yeah. So maybe they got to know each other from, doing that episode. But from there, we have to go to where we have not gone in a very long time. I would probably say in days, it would probably be at least days ago. And, of course, it's this.
The Honeymooners podcast presents the many faces
And thanks for nothing.
of Ken Lynch.
That's our pal Greg Cap. Doing a great impression of I don't know what he's doing, but
I guess that's supposed to be Bogey.
But Ken Lynch, is it supposed to be Bogey?
Yeah, it's Bogey.
But imagine Ken Lynch as George. Like,
It's
first of all, it couldn't happen.
No.
Because he couldn't play a little Weasley guy.
No, because it'd be basically it's two Harveys. You got like two tough guys. Yeah, I'm gonna come in.
Yeah.
Hey. But gee, fellas, we were all set to play. You can't picture him saying "G."
Yeah. Gee, fellas. Oh, that's great. That's so true. I can't even picture Ken Lynch saying G.
G. You can't.
Golly G. Like, I can picture the actor Leslie saying Golly G. Willikers.
Yeah.
You can't picture Ken Lynch.
Not Ken Lynch. No, I can't.
Golly G. Willikers.
We just went inside to get a cold drink.
Well, I hope it was nice and cold, and I hope it was strong milk.
I don't drink milk. You better not. My friend's not going to like this.
No, the best part is when he says, go ahead, when he says, do not.
Oh, this is the good.
It's the best. It's the best.
All right for you. But if you do not let us have this table, I'm going in and tell my friend, Javi.
Do not.
Do not. I cannot picture him saying, do not.
Do not.
And that's one of my favorite lines of George.
It really
Just
is.
him saying, do not.
Do not.
Do not. I agree with that. But if you don't let us, you don't. He says, but if you do not.
If you do not let us.
Like, so proper.
Could you imagine Ken Lynch saying do not?
No.
No way.
No way.
It just, if you don't, it's not even you don't, it's you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't.
You don't. Yeah.
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like Henry. If you do not let us have. Just don't.
If you do not. Oh, my God. If you do not, let us. Oh, my goodness.
You better be careful. My friend Javi's even bigger than me.
And he probably just by a little bit, too.
It changed the whole complexity of the scene.
It wouldn't even make sense.
Well, it wouldn't. It would. Now, getting the name in this scene, Harvey,
right.
The name, it's like the essence of this scene.
Yeah.
His name being Harvey. Because imagine
name.
Yeah, because you couldn't name him like Robert or something.
No.
Nothing would work.
No.
I mean, I know they play off on the Harvey thing, and they play off, Harvey's a nice name and stuff like that.
Right.
Because basically back then, names were like, more like John and Joe.
Yeah, they were
and
less
Mike,
exotic. Less exotic.
Like
Yes.
today, wouldn't even,
Right.
It's Harvey.
Tilden and Tasman.
And, like whatever.
Yeah.
Say if your name is John, it'd be like, John. The hell kind of name is that?
Yeah. Maybe you were born in the 2000s and your name is John?
Like, come on.
But you're right. Harvey, the name Harvey is almost another character.
Yeah.
The name itself.
The name itself.
You have Harvey, the guy.
Yeah, because you got to remember, too, it's already in play, and Harvey's not even on.
Not even in.
He's in the scene with George, and he walks off. But
Right.
when Ralph and Ed come in, he's not present.
Correct.
But the name is present.
The name is there.
And
of course, it became one of the biggest names.
It takes over.
It's the biggest name of the 39 episodes besides the four. Even Joe Fensterblau.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. See, to me, Joe Fensterblau was for, like, DEFCON 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But everybody knows Harvey.
Everybody knows
Harvey.
They even used it for Trixie's brother-in-law.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll be right down, Harvey.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And for Harvey Wallstetter.
Harvey Wallstetter
Yes.
and Junior.
Absolutely.
So they were enamored with this name.
And I think we know why.
Yeah.
I mean, it just works.
Yeah, it just works. At that time, in the 50s, it worked. It worked. Yeah.
But it would have been great.
Today would be like, I'm going to tell my friend Tyler.
I'm going to... my friend Tristan.
And this won't go over.
No. Tristan. Now, I will say, I just thought of it. I was just in my head rummaging through like some of the names on the show. Mm-hmm. If he said Wallace, it might have worked a little bit. Think about it. Because of the
Wallace.
The Wallace.
Yeah.
Or Wallace.
Yeah.
It might have worked a little bit.
Because these names aren't associated with tough guys.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Although now, whenever I hear, like, when I think of Harvey, I think of two people. One is our friend Harvey.
It worked, yeah.
And Harvey. And I guess back then, Harvey wasn't considered, like you said, not a tough guy name.
No.
But all I think of it is like Hank. Like, to me, Hank is a tough guy name.
Yeah.
Back then, it might not have been a tough guy name.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But Harvey, 100% tough guy name. But back then, Harvey.
Yeah. See?
It's like, wow.
It just worked. The name just worked.
Again, just like everything else that they did, when they did something so specific that seemed that it was just random, it was really thought of.
And he made funny a name. He said, Javi's a funny name.
You know what? I missed the Ken Lynch thing. It's great. Ken Lynch as George.
I still think, Joe, the day our bit was born,
right,
out of total mistake. We just mentioned something, and it came with Carlos Sanchez. And we just rode it that day. I can't believe how that just came about.
It's
just by me and you just interacting. And it just came.
Yapping.
Yep.
We're just being two blabbermouths.
Yeah, two blabbermouths. Yapping. You're always yapping.
Yeah, and it came through.
It just came through.
And it's just we haven't done it in a while, and
no,
I'm glad we did.
The good
it.
one we did. We did.
Hilarious.
Carlos Sanchez was the first one. I still don't think we could ever top that one.
I don't think so either.
And we did who was Wallace? Wallace.
We did Wallace.
We did him as Wallace.
We
and
did a
Carlos.
couple other ones.
Yeah, but
the Carlos Sanchez one was fantastic.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Oh my God, it was like meant for that.
It really was. All right. Wow. We are going into again another. We're going to do another bit, and of course, this one is fun to hear because you get to hear the song again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents Louie's Observations.
Louie's Observations. All right. Now, where did you get this one from?
Okay, Joe, this came about like all great discoveries by mistake.
Right. Okay.
Our good friend Gil.
Right. Who was on the show.
He was on the show.
Yep.
Had asked me.
You know how many times he asked you that?
I just didn't answer him the first 110. I only got tired of it, and I answered him on the 111th question. And our good friend Gil asked me if the actor who plays a conductor on the train is the same actor that played Jim McKeever.
Right. And we discussed this.
And we had discussed this a while back.
Yep.
And so, of course, I gave Gil his answer, and the actor was Humphrey Davis, who plays the conductor.
Correct.
Now, me and Joe were discussing.
But we used to we were like, is that Jim McKeever?
Yeah, we had to go
like
back.
A stash.
Yes, we had to go back and look, and Humphrey Davis is shorter. Jim McKeever's kind of a tall guy. He's up
bigger
there.
guy,
Bigger guy. He's up there. And so, of course, we go to IMDb,
Yep.
and IMDb came through, and it also fumbled on the goal line. They give Humphrey Davis the credit for the conductor.
Correct.
Now, looking in the all cast members, I don't see Jim McKeever.
Yeah.
And
he appeared twice.
Yeah, right.
And one time he didn't say anything in Palomine.
That's actually he's actually Jim McKeever.
He's actually Jim McKeever. And then the one where he actually had a speaking role, he was the assistant. He was the second judge
in the costume
for the costume ball.
The costume ball,
and never got a credit for the show.
Not got a credit. And I went through and I said, I can't believe this guy had two parts.
Yeah.
One was I could see if he was just Jim McKeever, just walks in the room with the other jooches in there,
right,
and didn't say nothing. He didn't say anything. He just had that sheepish look on his face.
Right.
Yeah. And I could see that.
Yep.
But he appeared again, like you just said, with a speaking role.
Yep.
So that's who you're supposed to be, ain't you? No, you would think you would get credit for that.
Of course.
So that's not it. So anyway, now this is where this is leading to, of course. Something always leads somewhere else.
It always leads
the
somewhere.
road to Tibet always leads to somewhere else. I have 5 hours to do this. So now, I look up Humphrey Davis on IMDb.
Right.
To see where else he was. I said, maybe look under his name, see if it said something else.
Yeah.
It did. It just gave him credit for the Honeymooners and also the Jackie Gleason show.
Okay, that's probably where he got him
That's
from.
probably we got him from. The Gleason would have had his
all
guys.
his players,
had
the
his
guys. He
Gleason
was very
players.
loyal
his
to those guys.
yeah.
Right.
So now, he makes an appearance on a show called Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. And it ran from like 1950 to 1954, when I'm real typical 1950s cheaply made space shows,
which is right up Louie's
I
alley.
love.
Yeah,
I mean, that's me right there. So of course, I had to go on YouTube and get a Tom Corbett, a show. I had to see the show. So it brought me to the first episode, TV or not TV.
Right.
When Norton comes down, he's watching Captain Video.
Correct.
And Ralph is ready to explode on him.
Yep.
And he goes, "Listen, you space cadet." Now, before I just discovered this Tom Corbett Space Cadet, I'm just associating Space Cadets with Captain Video.
Correct.
Right? And I guess we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's what they... No, actually, they were Video Rangers.
Yes.
Norton had to do the Video
Rangers,
pledge.
yep.
You're right. He's a Ranger. So Gleason, or maybe the writers, I don't know. Did Gleason ad-lib this thing, or he just...
That's an interesting...
That's
interesting.
Yeah. Did Gleason just ad-lib that line, or did the writers put in Space Cadet?
Either way, it's probably because of the show, because the show was on 4 years before or during the time that it was the Jackie Gleason show.
Yeah, but you got to figure, though, too, that Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, and Captain Video are probably running at the same time. Because there's a bunch of space shows running.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure at the same time, because they're mentioning it. So they're probably running at the same time. So, Ralph, listen, you Space Cadet.
Right.
So I don't know if he's stumbling and just picked this out of the blue or that was written in. Either way, it's genius.
Either way.
And I hope maybe somebody will comment on this, that they always didn't know that there was a show called Space Cadet.
Yeah, I
and
sure
they
did.
just associated it with Captain Video, that they were, they were cadets in the Captain Video, whatever you want to call it, the Captain Video thing. But they were actually Rangers.
Yeah.
So this is
one of the guys that did the show was on that show.
He
was a guest, right? Or
he made one appearance on Space Cadet.
Okay.
Humphrey Davis. He was captain.
Was it 4 years, you said?
I think it said 50 to 54. I'm not 100% sure, but it's in that area.
Right.
And if you're going to watch on YouTube, it's like so cheaply done.
Is it really?
It's hysterical. Oh, it's hysterical. The acting is so bad. They're making mistakes and stumbling, and oh my God.
Maybe we could do a podcast about that.
That Space Cadet.
And do Flub of the Week.
We'd be really busy.
We just do
flubs.
flubs?
Oh my God, we'd be busy. And the show is a half hour long, so it's
Right.
So anyway, so I found that interesting. So everybody goes back
tight.
and let me know what you think about that. That
Yeah.
if you had any idea who Space Cadet was or didn't, and just associated it with Captain Video, like I did.
Of course.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Until I started
funny.
researching Humphrey Davis, the conductor, and this is where it led us to. And it's all in one big ball amounts to what?
One big ball amounts to what? All right. I messed up here.
Wow.
Yeah, what a shock.
Really, first time in 111 episodes that you messed
really.
up.
I could just play that, right?
Yeah, really.
I'm trying. Okay, so let's see. Look, 111, obviously, like we discussed, it's one of those things that it's the number for the show.
It's the number.
And we couldn't do this episode without doing something from My Aching Back.
My Aching Back.
And the only thing
Which is one of my favorites.
You know what? I think My Aching Back is one of those episodes that I liked, but when I started doing this, it really brought it out.
It's your Trapped. It's we call it the Trapped. You just didn't realize how great it was until we started discussing it on this show.
Yes. So now I just have to obviously find it.
You find it.
What is it called again?
My
Aching Back. Is it towards the end? No. Mind your own business. War Reward.
It's kind of middle-ish.
Middle-ish, right?
Yeah, because you figure they bring him in, and we discussed it the episode once before. Like they're bringing him in. Ralph's hurt. He walks in. He can barely walk, and the three of them are holding him up, and he's got his bus driver uniform on, and his tie loosened, and
yep.
The question was we asked Joe at the time we did discuss it was, when did Ralph actually hurt his back?
Yeah, I do remember us talking about that.
Because I think it was an observation. Because you're saying, when did Ralph actually hurt his back? Because they won the championship.
They won.
So when did he hurt his back?
So
they're not going to win it without him.
Right. So I'm thinking
the last ball. I don't know.
The last strike.
Last strike. Ralph had the 7-10 split. What
it's 7-10 split.
Ralph nailed it.
So we're gonna go and have a little fun with the scene.
Oh yeah.
Before they go into Ed's, the Nortons' bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a little fun with this. Because it's great. Because we love the music when it comes in. Wah, wah, wah. All right. I just noticed that. Norton was already in the house.
Oh, he's already when the scene opens.
When the scene opens.
Oh, and
so
Charlie and
are bringing him in. He waves him in.
Yeah.
Obviously I seen it, but I never really. you thought they all walked in together. But Norton got there first.
To open the door.
He brought the balls in.
Oh, okay. All right. There's a reason for it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy, watch it.
Got the big Fred Mark there to help him out.
Lower, easy.
He almost gets to pantomime, but he also gets to use his voice.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. He gets to really emote through his facial expressions,
which he's great
and
at.
then get to
And his
be
body.
and then the body
The body
and also,
motion, and
he
then
gets to do everything.
Yeah.
He gets to do everything.
How are you, pal? Is there anything I can get you? A glass of water?
Oh.
Did you say that was yes or no?
Ralph, I can't tell you how sorry we are. After all you did for us tonight, look, we'd never have been able to beat Bayonne and win the championship if it hadn't been for you. Get the doctor on the phone.
Yeah, he said if there's no complications, it sounds to him like it's a simple wrench back. Now, if Ralph sleeps on a heating pad all night, it could be gone in the morning. But if it doesn't go away, he wants you to come and see him in the morning.
Look, let me take care of it. When you fellas go,
Okay.
These are my hands.
Take it easy,
Okay.
Ralph.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So long.
Don't slam the door.
Don't slam the door.
Easy.
That's right. Don't slam the door.
And Mark closes it like real gingerly, not to slam the door.
Funny. It's so funny. I really do. It's one thing I listen. I love doing this podcast, and we have so much fun doing it. But I love all of the little things that we catch now. It really it's almost like watching another show.
It is.
It really is. All right.
How are you, pal?
I'm dying. My back is killing me. I gotta do something about my back, Norton, before Alice gets here. She's gonna know I was bowling.
I know. That's why I got rid of the guys. I didn't want them to find out about the Alice situation. I didn't want them to get the impression that you're afraid of Alice.
That's a very poignant spot right there. That's a great point that they make, because that is why they come back and show the trophy.
Yeah.
Because they don't know.
They don't
Exactly.
know. You think you would have told him, listen, I had to get away from my wife here to come here tonight to bowl.
Right.
But they never told him.
Never told them.
No.
Which, of course, you had to make the whole thing work.
Yeah.
This is serious, Norton. It's not only that my back hurts, but I'm half hot and I'm half cold.
Yeah?
My head's red hot and my feet are ice cold. You know what it is to have a hot head and cold feet?
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there. Anybody who has maybe a doctor or a nurse or anything like that, what would you have if you've got a hot head and cold feet? And I get the joke.
Yeah.
I get it. You're a hothead and you got cold feet. But I wonder, is that like something like...
I don't know. Is it like a medical condition?
Are you having a stroke? I mean, it doesn't sound good. If your feet are cold
and your head is hot.
Your head is hot.
Temperature and I don't know. With
All
cold
right.
feet.
I know how it is. I get that way any August day in the sewer when it's high tide.
It's a brilliant joke.
When it's high
That's
tide.
a brilliant joke, because your feet
Are in the water.
In the water. And he says August, so
August,
you're
so
gonna
you
be
know it's
hot.
hot.
And then I guess high tide.
Yeah.
Your
feet are
will be
cold because
will be
they're in the
cold.
water.
They're in the water.
They're in the sewage water.
Hilarious.
Oh, God.
How the beer's going down there?
Yeah, how there?
Now, just take it easy. Take it easy. You're all overworked from excitement and shock.
I don't feel good, Norton. I'm burning up.
Hey, I'll take your temperature. You got a thermometer?
Yeah, it's in the drawer.
Of course it is.
Where else
Where
would
would
it be?
Now then, when I take this temperature, when you find out you ain't got no fever, then your mind will be relieved. Because if you haven't got no temperature, then nothing's wrong with you.
Again, Ed Norton, the voice of reason. Because if you know you don't have a temperature, or if you know you're not sick,
Right.
you'll feel better. Of course, your brain...
Your brain tells you, okay, I have a hot head,
And
but I
you'll-
don't have a
you'll
temperature, so I'm okay.
You're relaxed.
Yeah, I'm relaxed.
Yep, exactly. All right.
Wait a minute.
Dude, his physicality, the way he shakes that thing, it's just so funny.
Come on, Norton.
And then with the hands
With the
up
hand-
like
the
a doctor.
doctor hands.
Oh, my God. It's...
That's all. Just hold it there. That's it.
How much of that do you think they rehearsed? Like our Carney, like they said, go, pretend you're like a doctor.
Oh, he just did it. It's I just believe it's Carney, like you just said, just all right, do something over there. Oh,
Yeah.
I got it.
Pretend you're like a doctor
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
You know,
It's not gonna be in the script like Arnie puts his hands up.
Right.
Like that, you know.
Be doctorish.
Be doctorish, yeah.
Yeah.
In a little while. Just hold it there.
Try to sneak it.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh,
there it is.
there it is.
That sound that we never knew what he says.
we try to break that down that one time.
We couldn't.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Couldn't figure out what
Couldn't
he
figure out
said.
exactly what he's saying.
And it
like
really
stay away from the fridge or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's really a funny sound.
Just hold it there in your mouth.
I never heard him just say that.
Hold it there in
Just
your
hold
mouth.
it there in your mouth. I never heard him say that.
I'm just a little hungry, Ralph, that's all.
How can you eat when I'm in dire pain like this?
Don't get excited, will you? Let me find out if you got a fever. If you don't have a fever, then your mind will be relieved. We'll put the heating pad on just like the doc says. You'll be all right in the morning. You'll be your own fat, jolly self. You see.
Well, what is it, Norton?
Wait a minute. I'm trying to see it in the light. I got to find that little red line. Wait a minute.
They were very astute, this audience. They picked even like when he started shaking it for the first second, they giggled at that.
They get like, oh, what do you do? Because
what
when
are you doing?
shake it, it goes down.
Oh, it goes down.
That's why they
I
shake. It
figured
goes down.
Goes down.
That's the
right.
theory behind that.
Right.
So that's when they
recognizing-
picked it up, and he did it, and he stopped himself, and he
Right.
did like that.
And he did that thing with the up and down, and
oh
then-
yeah,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
sideways, and
Yep. And then of course he pulls out the lighter. Everything about what he does is just brilliant.
Ralph, what's the normal temperature? Around 98, isn't it?
98.6.
What would you say a bad temperature is?
102, 103. What is it, Norton? What is my temperature?
When he starts to make that face, it looks a little like Stan Laurel. He's got
Okay.
a Stan Laurel
Little look.
thing going
Okay.
on right there. And
What's my temperature, Norton?
and then, of course, reactionary Ralph. The reaction Ralph.
Yeah.
That's his name should be. Ralph the Reaction.
111? Why did it have to be you? Primal life? Can't see the red thing. Here, wait a minute. Here, right there.
Norton,
What?
did you
What?
do that when you looked at the thermometer?
Yeah. Couldn't see it. I had trouble seeing it, so I had to hold up the lights. Ralph, that means you don't have 111. You're going to be around.
That slap, scream, eye bulge, and then Art Carney jumping back up in the. It's comedy genius gold right
do
there.
that when you looked at the thermometer?
Just
Yeah. Couldn't see it. I had trouble seeing it, so I had to hold up the lights. Ralph, that means you don't have 111. You're going to be around.
Joe. Being that we got the headphones on, I actually hear the slap.
You do hear the slap?
Play it again. And listen for the slap. You hear the slap. I never hear the slap on TV. Or on somebody.
Yeah, right there.
Norton,
What?
did you do that when you looked at the thermometer?
Yeah. Couldn't see it. I had trouble seeing it, so I had to hold up the lights. Ralph, that means you don't have 111. You're going to be around.
Oh, yeah, you
Hear
do
it?
hear the slap.
Hear it because of the headphones.
Yeah.
Probably not going to hear that watching on TV.
No, probably not. That was
I'm sorry.
Why you stop that? I love
It's
that.
all right. Now put the heating pad on. You'll be just as
Dude,
good as new.
his
Just like
facial
the doc.
I
expressions.
can't put any heating pad on.
Art Carney,
Alice
he
sees a
does
heating
this.
pad,
Yeah.
she'll know I've been bold.
Does this thing with his fists.
Gotta do something, Norton.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I got an idea. Trixie's away overnight. Come up to my place. Be my guest. You can have the heating pad on all night.
What excuse am I gonna give Alice for staying up there all night? Wait a minute.
What?
Does Alice know that Trixie's away?
Oh, yeah, sure.
She knows that you're all alone?
Yeah.
Remember that sleepwalking attack you had?
Yeah, so what?
Alice still remembers
There's the
that.
big flub.
Now look, as soon as Alice gets home, you'll be upstairs.
You come down here like you're walking in your sleep, see?
Yeah.
I'll say to Alice, isn't that a shame? Trixie isn't home. He's all alone. He's liable to kill himself, walk off a building or something. Then I'll say, I better go upstairs with him and keep an eye on him all night. And in that way, we can put the sleeping pad on and everything will be all right.
Boy, oh,
You know what's funny?
boy,
If you watch what he's doing, his hands are on the table, right? And because he's in pain and he can't move,
Right.
dude, he's doing this. I don't know if you see my thumb. He's doing this.
Oh, really?
He's
Okay.
going, yeah, so you go upstairs. So instead of
pointing, he's pointing with his thumb. You go upstairs.
He goes, yeah, so we get the thing, and then you go upstairs, and he keeps moving his thumb. Like it's the only thing he can move.
Oh, God.
It's fantastic.
I'm telling you, the plans you think of, this city is lucky to have you on the side of the law.
Look, I better get on my feet and straighten up a little bit so she doesn't notice anything's wrong when she comes in.
Yeah.
Does this look natural? Oh, God.
Yeah.
How does that look? Does that look natural?
Well, it looks all right if you're practicing to be an airplane spotter. Here, let me help you. I'm sorry, Rob. The way you were standing there, you looked like the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Pizza. It may be pizza. I know pizza when I say it.
Will you go upstairs and get ready to come down here?
Wait a minute. When do I come down? How do I know when to come down?
Yeah. Look, when I want you to come down, I'll make believe that I want to see how the weather is out, and I'll go to the window and I'll say, it looks like rain. That'll be your cue to come down.
It looks like rain. Okay.
I love how he has to repeat it. Like he's studying. Okay. It looks like rain. Okay, good. It doesn't, not that you, if I hear you scream out the window, you might scream something else, but when I hear it looks like rain,
then I'll know when to come down. But, Joe, getting back to before, you were talking about the facial expressions.
Yeah.
It's one of them scenes where you got the two of them there. Mm-hmm. Who do you look at?
Yeah.
It's, if you're seeing it for the first time, you're probably concentrating on Ralph because he's Ralph. But you said Norton or Art Carney is doing all these things behind him.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't know where to look.
Yeah.
So now, thank God we have these things today where we can go on a computer and watch.
Yeah.
We can go back and forth, look at Ralph, then go back and look at Ed.
Yep.
Because you would miss that. You would miss like the first time we saw this on Channel 11.
Oh, my God. So many. Dude, up until the point of this podcast, we missed so much stuff.
I missed everything.
Because we watched it the way we used to watch it. We watched it. We watched the ball. Mm-hmm. We would, you know what I mean? It's like watching basketball. You're just watching where the ball is.
Football.
We stopped watching the ball.
Eye on the quarterback.
You don't watch
it.
You don't watch.
On
you don't watch the tackle. You don't
Yeah.
watch the tackles. You don't watch the guards. You don't watch the blocking.
He drops back to pass, and your eyes are on him.
Yep. We stopped watching the ball when we started doing this podcast. And all right, let's just finish up.
Ralph, now that your troubles are almost over, do you mind if I make a small withdrawal from the icebox?
I certainly do. I don't want you to go near that icebox. Now, will you get upstairs?
Oliver Hardy. I certainly do.
Certainly do. Again, sneaks out, and then he does that funny walk.
Oh, that walk into the room, that stiff, that Frankenstein walk into the room.
Yeah, leaned over.
Yeah. Great.
And we'll finish up with Uncle
I
Leo.
hope he isn't. I'd hate to leave town without seeing Ralph.
Uh-huh. Oh, Ralph, you're still up.
Friggin' Uncle Leo.
Look who's here. Uncle Leo.
Uncle Leo.
Should have tell him who it is.
Hey, Uncle Leo.
You don't know who it is? Who's here? Who's that? Uncle Leo.
Look, the other person in the room
Uncle
who's
Leo.
your uncle, who you've known your whole life.
Hey.
Look, Uncle Leo.
Hello, Ralph. Say, I'm mighty glad I don't have to go back to Utica without saying hello to my favorite nephew. Ralph, it's good to see you.
The audience is screaming.
They're going nuts, going crazy. And they're just, how they keep a straight face, I can't imagine. I don't know how they do it.
Wasn't it nice of Uncle Leo to drive me home so he could see you?
Just great.
When's the last time I saw you, Ralph?
About a year ago.
About a year ago.
You haven't changed a bit.
No, you haven't.
No, sir. Still the same old Ralph. It's good to see you.
And Ralph, dropped his guard. He was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's good. And then he whacks him again.
Now remember, you kids have got to come up to Utica sometime around Christmas.
Utica.
It's like
It just doesn't.
top two flub.
It doesn't
Just
not
right
ever-
pan, just
it-
pan draw,
it
and Utica.
Never doesn't. It's never
Oh.
not funny.
Oh God. Oh my
Utica. Oh my God.
And Sarah will just love to have you. Well, good night, Alice.
Good night.
Goodbye, Ralph.
What happened?
What happened?
Nothing, I was just yawning.
Yawning.
I'm tired.
Sounded like feeding time at the zoo.
What a great ride. What a
Come on, Ralph,
fantastic
let's get to bed.
Before I
Ah,
go, I'd like to check on the weather a little bit.
Check on the weather.
Yeah, I want to see if it's raining out or not.
Or you could just ask your wife,
Yeah,
who
she
was
just came
out
in.
there,
Yeah, like 2
and she
minutes ago.
looks pretty dry.
Yeah.
I love the way she goes, check on the weather.
Paper said it might rain.
Yeah, did it?
Whoa, it certainly looks like rain tonight.
And I love her
Well,
reaction.
Now that the whole neighborhood knows that it looks like rain, what do you say we go to bed?
All right, I'll be right in.
You have to get up early in the morning, you know. You got to take that exam tomorrow.
Be there.
Come on.
By the way, Alice,
Must be
she
walking in her
looks
sleep again, Alice.
phenomenal.
Oh, Ralph, this is
She
terrible. We did it
looks
once before. Do you remember?
phenomenal.
Yeah, what should I do?
Well, you can't wake him up. It's very dangerous to awaken a sleepwalker.
It
It is?
But gee, Trixie shouldn't leave him alone like this.
No.
When he's like that, he's liable to walk off a building or something. You know, maybe I ought to follow him and go upstairs with him and keep an eye on him all night.
That's a good idea, Ralph. I'll get your pajamas.
That's fine.
Hey, Ralph. There's nothing up in my icebox. Can't I get something to eat? My stomach is going. Stay out of the icebox.
Stay out of the icebox.
I brought you your robe, too.
Thank you
Because
very
I
much.
thought you might get chilly upstairs.
All right, sweetheart. Oops, there he goes.
He's got his shoes
Don't
on.
forget to stop down for your lunchbox because I've got a load of fried chicken in the icebox.
Oh, I'll be down.
Oh, I'll be. Oh boy, there he goes. Oh my goodness.
Joe, it's also, you see, oh, God, it can't be. Art Carney's pronounced limp in here when he's doing that, because he did have, like, the war injury. He was injured in the war.
Right.
And you do see the limp there a little bit more pronounced than at other times.
You're right. You do. And that's because he's just walking very, just normally, slow.
Slowly.
Slow. Nothing where, but if you know, then you notice he's walking with a little bit of a limp. Oh, absolutely.
Gold. That's gold.
Oh, my goodness.
God.
Makes,
because we were dealing with 111, and we forget that Uncle Leo's in here with Utica. I forgot all about it. I don't know about you. I forgot all about it. That Utica
I
part.
forgot Utica.
Because we're just so involved with 111, where we're going to talk about 111 and the thermometer scene and all that. And here we get Uncle Leo and the famous Utica line. And it just topped it off. Just tops off 111.
It really does.
Oh,
what a great way to finish off episode 111.
People
of
out
course.
there are probably saying, I can't wait for 112.
Well, you know what it is. Next week or next time we do episode 112, we're going to be like, hey, it's episode plus one.
Be our new cherry sriracha. Keep on doing it every week.
All right. Well, listen. This is episode I was going a little slow. But we can't finish episode without doing our final bit of the episode, and it's Louie's fourth favorite bit.
Right. Moving up.
Yeah, it's moving up. I mean, number 3, it's going up.
Going up.
It's number 1, I think, is Ken Lynch. Number 1 is Louie's observation. 2 is your Ken Lynch, which you don't do too much.
No, it's not.
And then whatever is 3, and then 4 is this.
Now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our
comedian from Mexico, Joe Connie.
See.
I want to see the expression on your face when you miss it.
Wow, that was kind of brutal.
She shows up every week.
She's not really a nice lady.
No, not.
Wow.
She's a nice lady and all, but anything she made, I wouldn't give to a dog.
Give to a dog. All right, what do we got?
All right, Joe.
Okay.
It's a tough one. I think it's tough.
Okay.
Because you're good. From the Safety Award.
Safety Award?
Okay, so just get your Safety Award.
Oh, can we just stop for 1 second?
Sure.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I have to just
Go ahead.
remind
Go
you of this.
Go.
Okay. So, on vacation, there was an announcement on the plane.
Okay.
And it was a pre-recorded announcement. You know, when they do the thing about
the
seatbelt
and
and
the
all
thing
that.
thing underneath the seat.
The person who's recording, and while the flight attendants are
going through the motions,
they're miming it.
Yeah.
While she's doing all of it, every time she said safety, she pronounced it safety.
Safety?
She pronounced it safety.
And you were laughing. You were on a plane laughing.
Now, you have to understand something. When I get on a plane, I'm a disaster until I land.
Okay.
I'm very nervous. I get very shy. I don't drink. I don't eat. I don't do anything. All of a sudden, I'm like, safety. She said safety like 4 times. And I'm like, what? I'm like, Louis has to be told this. So anyway, I just had to remind. Yeah, it was American. I think it was American Airlines.
Okay,
hilarious.
I'll only fly American from now.
Okay,
just to hear. Like, why are we going to America? I gotta hear.
I gotta hear the announcement. Safety.
Safety. Okay, now we can get off now.
Okay.
Okay, so from the Safety Award.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Thinking cap on.
Think on.
Okay.
Thinking cap on.
Thinking cap on. Captain Video. Ralph borrows Freddie's car.
Okay.
Who does Freddie get a lift home from?
Wow.
This is a tough one.
Wow. That was in front of the bus. That was in front of the bus depot.
Yeah, I want to go south, Freddie. Gotta borrow your car.
Right.
Hey, I'm working all night. I'm working the night shift. I'll get a drive home. I'll get a lift home from.
Wow.
This is tough because this is a name. It's obscure. This name is like obscure. And there's a reason behind the name, too.
There is. I'm going to say Finnegan.
No.
I have no idea.
I'll get a lift home from Clement.
Clement! I would have never, ever guessed that.
Now
what's Clement?
Jackie Gleason's brother, who passed away at a very young age. I believe he was 9. His name was Clement.
Oh, is that it? That's got to be a very Irish name.
Irish name, probably, yeah. Very
Clement.
Clement.
Clement or Clement?
I think Clement, because there's Pope Clement's.
Okay.
C.L. Clement.
Really? Yeah. That's insane.
Because Gleason was known to use names
of
people in his past.
Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of it, and some of the we see some of the names that they use, and we're pretty sure that these were
people, and it's like when we see these names, and like when we say there's a lot of Irish names, and I always believe that Gleason wanted to use these names not to pay homage to others, but I think they were easier for him to remember.
Probably, yeah.
You know, using names like that. So anyway, that's the name, Clement.
Wow, what a great question! Wow, if you guys got this one, please.
Kudos to you.
When I post this episode, I will say who got the trivia question, and you have to tell me if you did.
Yeah.
Because that's just tremendous if you did.
Yep.
All right.
Well, Joe, before we sign off,
go ahead.
Our anniversary.
Oh, that's right. Last week. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
20th or the 19th. I think it's the 20th.
The 20th was the first.
June 20th.
June 20th, right?
A day which we're living in for me.
It was. We got evicted last week.
Yeah, we got evicted last week. Same way.
So
no help.
This is our 4th year.
Yes.
We started in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
June 20th was, I think, our first episode.
Yes.
And this is our 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 4th year doing this.
Wow.
111.
How many?
Oh, okay. Episodes. Yeah. You know what that makes us? I think that's a.
Aren't they ancient?
Yeah, I think so. After doing 100 episodes, 111, or doing.
Episode. 111 actually coincided with our anniversary.
Yeah.
Close enough we can get.
Close enough, yeah, because
we couldn't do it. You're on vacation,
right? Exactly. So. Yeah. Wow.
And I was passing kidney stones, so we couldn't do it.
Passing kidney stones.
I'm all right now, but you didn't see me last week.
I'm all right now, but last week I was
a little rough.
Kidney stones. Oh, wow. All right. Well, listen, what can we do after this fine episode, a special episode? Yeah. Who can we thank? We have to thank our fantastic sponsor, Silk City Hot Sauce. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com, get yourself some great hot sauce, and then put RX in the coupon code and get yourself 15% percentage off of your order. And then you don't get the free bottle.
No, you're not going to get
about that. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. Forget about it. But thank you, all you guys who listen, email us, comment on Facebook, and all you full-grown nuts and fraternity members, and all you future fraternity members.
That's right.
Like Rich Arsenal.
That's right. Rich.
That's our new one for the week.
A long time. Rich waited 4 years.
He waited 4 years. 4 years.
4 years.
4 years he waited. Share our episodes on YouTube. Share some of our YouTube videos or episodes with your friends on social media, or share directly with your pals in the sewer or at the bus depot. And if you want to follow me on my social media platforms, it's Joe Conti Comic. And I think that's it. So, episode in the books.
Thank God.
For me and Louie, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
Goodbye, Mr. Crandon. I'll be seeing you.
I'll be seeing you. Irving Kale and Sammy Fain, 1938.
Oh, Mr. Crandon, it's all over now.
It's all over now. Bassy Simon, 1927.
No, good night, Mr. Crandon.
Good night. There were 2 songs, Good Night. It was Good Night, Irene, written by Lomax and Ledbetter. Good Night, Sweetheart, written by Rudy Valley and Ray Noble. RX.
I'm going home. Oh.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.